Well, hey everybody, Jessica Coulter here, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. We are going to wrap up our series this week all about parents as role models. So if you're watching, I hope you've caught those other 3 videos. If not, be sure to go back and catch those replays on my Facebook business page for Ace Cookie Tutoring or on the Ace Cookie Tutoring YouTube channel. So our focus today, values. I want to know, mamas, do you have any values that are important to you? Do you have values that you are teaching your tweens, your teens, your college students? If there are some values you'd like to share with us, I'd love to hear those. Make sure you drop those down below. And today I want to give you some examples of values that are super important. And I just want to tell you why, if you're not teaching your teens values right now, that you might want to start. Okay. Before we get going, I want to say thank you for being here, and I want to welcome you to my Facebook group if you're not already a member by clicking the link in the description. So values, what do I mean by that? Well, if you do a quick Google search or whatever search engine, you will find a whole bunch of different examples, different categories of values. Anything from kindness to honesty to flexibility to fairness, all sorts of different values. So, why does this matter? Well, as I shared earlier in the week about learning, if you value learning, mamas, your teens will value learning. If you think it's important, they'll think it's important. And just like we talked about when it comes to negative self talk, when it comes to growth mindset, it's the same thing with values. Okay. If your teens see you being kind to other people, if your teens see how important it is to you to be honest, to be truthful, to live with integrity, your teens will start to follow your example. Okay. So do know your teens have to know these things are important to you too. Because if they don't know they're supposed to be living this way according to you, then why would they live that way? Why would they make certain decisions? Why would they act a certain way when not around you? When at school with their friends, when, even out in the real world after graduation. Okay? So definitely want to tell you values are important. So I'm going to give you a couple ideas on how to start this process. Before I do, if you're watching and you're not a subscriber of my YouTube channel, you're not a follower of my Facebook business page, highly encourage you to click that subscribe button, click that follow button so you never miss another live video. So we've talked a little bit, given you a few examples of values. You've shared yours in the comments, so thank you. But now I want to tell you that if you have not had this conversation yet with your kiddos, that you want to have this conversation sooner rather than later. Because I got to tell you, you want your teens to follow your example. You are the role model. That's what we've been talking about all week. But do realize that if you choose something that's really important, your teens will follow your example, but maybe they won't necessarily think it's as important as you do. So if you've got tweens, middle schoolers, that's the perfect time to really have a family meeting, to really sit down to discuss what's important to us as a family. Okay. Now, if you've got older kids, high schoolers getting ready to graduate, maybe you even have college students, I wouldn't say it's too late to have family values, because obviously your teens, your college students are going to come home. They're going to have families of their own someday. So definitely do know it's still important to know what those family values are. So hopefully your college student is living by your example. But at the same time, if you have a student that old, they already know, okay, mom thinks this is important. Dad says I should do this. It's not so much a family decision anymore. It's just they've been watching. They've been learning from you. Okay. So definitely do know family values. I got to encourage you to have them. I got to encourage them to be things that you think are important, that benefit you, benefit your tweens, your teens, your college students, that benefit everyone they come into contact with. And like I said, everything is going to come back to this. Every decision. So if your teens do something that goes against one of these values, your teens do something that you do disagree with, and they don't necessarily understand why, you can say, hey, we agreed kindness was important, or hey, we agreed we were always going to be honest with each other, and that's the reason to have the values. They're the backbone of your family. Okay. So we'd love to talk to you more about values. We'd love to talk to you more about role models, but do realize everything we've talked about all week long about parents as role models does directly tie into your teens' level learning, your teens' ability to learn, your teens' willingness and eagerness to go to school. So definitely everything we've talked about makes a big difference, as does your teen actually knowing how to learn based on his learning style. So if you'd like to learn more about how I help teens love to learn by teaching them how to learn, be sure to join my Facebook group by clicking the link in the description. You'll click the link, go to my group, Teaching Teens Love Learning, answer a couple questions, and you'll be in. So you can learn how I help teens love to learn through my study program, Love to Learn. Have an awesome weekend. We'll see you next week, all about test-taking strategies and why tests are so important. Bye, mamas. See you later.